Hey, all right, everybody. We are here. How's everybody doing tonight? So we're just going to kind of wait just a few minutes. We got the rock star from the Northeast, Mr. Ian Saludares. And I'm looking at my phone, by the way, everybody. I don't have Blake here tonight. If you noticed, it's just the two of us here, just me and Ian. Blake's feeling a little under the weather tonight. So, I'm going to do the best I can without him. But fortunately, I got this guy right here. What's happening, man?
Hi, Blake. Mike, gonna have a lot of fun, right? Blake deserves a break.
He does, man. The dude he's like a workhorse, So this is gonna be fun. Let's see here. I'm just gonna play around here as we watch the viewers come. There we go. All right, man. You look like a movie star. Look at you.
I had to make sure that with my first Facebook Live with the organization that my lighting is right. I don't know if I did right.
Hey, man, I get it, bro. I get it. The first time I did this, it looked like, if you look back at the previous videos, it's just like, I look like it's dark. I'm doing this broadcast outside at night. It's so funny, man.
Oh, you guys are just doing, each episode just get better and better. So I'm really excited that we're doing this on a regular basis, and I'm sure our membership appreciates that. But you guys are just taking it to the next level. This is awesome.
Oh man, I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that, man. We just really felt like, we have so many members out there and so many chapters, so many great folks, and we just felt like we just need to give more. We want to give more, because I want them to feel like they're a part of something, something more than just throwing their money and then maybe having some people don't even have chapters that they're members of, and so they just pay the money and they're members and they're happy with that, and they might take advantage of some of the resources we offer, but they don't really have a connection. And so I thought, man, we need to come up with a podcast. And Blake was like, yeah, dude, that's a great idea. And so we can connect with all these people around the United States, and beyond. There's actually people beyond the United States that pay attention,
I've seen all the inquiries, even with international colleagues of ours. So this is really amazing. So, and I know we have just scratched the surface. I could just imagine how this would look like in a year or two. I'm sure we're going to continue rocking this one.
Oh man, I that's exactly how I feel. Those are exactly my thoughts. I mean, this is the first few months, that we've really gotten started on this new strategic plan. So I really see a lot coming out of it, and I love that we get to feature, great quality people like yourself, and we can interview and people can ask questions, and really cool just to get it out there. So, so 8:00 on Sunday is always, it seems to be, a time where people probably, kind of getting prepped up for the week. Some people are, just kind of taking it easy. So we never expect a whole lot of people, and we're looking at different time slots, so that most people, so we can bring in more people to interact and feel like they're getting their voices heard. But if you look at the replays, there are just tons and tons of people that watch these videos here
on your end. You're able to monitor that, right? I mean, how many people join in where we are actually live, and then how many people watch the broadcast after we went live?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we get to see all that. And even then, so we'll take these videos and then we will strip the video off, but keep the audio, and we'll post them with an intro, like a podcast intro and an outro, and put them on our website. And so you can actually listen to the podcast if you want, instead of watching it live, or you can even watch this video version on the public page, which we post, within a week after that we do the live. So you wouldn't believe the metrics, man. Just hundreds and hundreds of people tune into these things. It's really great. It's really great. So you're gonna people are gonna be coming up to you soon, Ian. They're gonna be asking for your autograph.
I wish, right?
Hey, you're that guy. You're that famous guy on the podcast. Yeah. Anyway, so listen, man. Tonight, what we like to do is we like to handle some just some announcements, right? First, for the people who are coming, they just have enough time to get in and get out, right? So really quick, I want to talk about real quick the board elections that we have coming up, guys. We're going to be having some board elections. Be looking in your emails, and we're going to be announcing the winners of those elections. And this is the annual thing. Annually, we elect new board members, and so that election will be held, and we will announce the results of that election during the convention in October. If I'm correct, is that right? Does that sound right?
That's really have been the schedule, yes. So when the annual conference starts, by the annual conference, we have the new elected board.
Right, and so we'll announce that at the conference. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and by the way, the conference is coming up, guys, in October. If you're thinking about going, and I know I've said it before, start planning now. You can go to booking.com. Have you ever used booking.com, Ian?
Not that particular website.
Okay, so booking.com, you can actually book a hotel without putting anything down. All right, so if you want to go to like Priceline or you go to like Kayak or whatever, you go to all those other places, you got to pay for the room, right, to save it. With booking.com, and I'm not plugging them for any other reason, but so, some people are like, I just don't have the money to reserve a hotel right now. Booking.com, you can reserve the hotel and not have to pay anything until you check in. So that's just an option, and you can always room with somebody else. Use this platform.
That's what I've been doing when I've been attending critical care conferences in the past.
Yeah, why not? You get to hang out with people, that's fun, right? And then you get to split the costs, it makes it cheaper. So I think that's a good idea.
Sure we're going to have like special discount rates for, they book directly to our hotel, right?
Yes, they do. If you book through us, you do get special rates on the hotel. But I believe that you have to pay, up front. At least one night. Yeah, you have to pay at least one night up front. Which, hey, that's cool. If you know somebody that's going, split it. Split that first one night, and then you guys settle up when you get there. So that's not a bad idea either. Let's see. Anything else? I guess not. I guess that's about it. We have the school nominations that's still open, and the best job nominations that's also still open. We will put a link below. Let's see. I'll put it either. You know what? Because I don't want to miss anything, I'll put it right when we're done at the bottom of the comments. So if you want to submit your school or your job as the best place in the United States for men in nursing, check that out. Okay, check that link out, and you can see all the details at that link. All right. So Ian, let's talk about you, man.
Sure.
Let's not be modest, okay? Let's just lay it on out, man. All right. Let's not be humble or any of that stuff. We all want to talk about you, okay? How long you been in the AAMN?
Well, officially for the national chapter, I would say 6 years, at the same time that I've been part of the local chapter. So I could tell our New City chapter started 6 years ago.
Wow, man, that's a long time.
And like I heard you guys mention it, back then I just realized there's an American Association for Men in Nursing, right? I'm sure you always get that. I was aware that there was a specific organization just for men. And like I said, one thing that I have done, when I started my career here in America, is being part of different professional organizations outside of work. And I was very happy 6 years ago that I found out that there's a national organization, because we started talking about forming a chapter in New York City. So, but looking back, there were chapters in New York City at that time, but mostly they were school-based. So there were a lot of local chapters in the area, but mostly run in school. And we thought that, it's about time to have like a community-based organization where majority of the members were professional nurses. So with Dr. Fidel, one of the professors in NYU, and my mentor, Dr. Rinaldo Rivera, they got together and said, how are we going to start this, right? So good enough, they had one engaged employee in one of the biggest healthcare system here in New York City that thought about it. And like I said, the key thing there is having support from leadership, right? So he was encouraged by the CNO, yeah, go fly with it. And like I said, I think around October, 6 years ago, we had our very first meeting in a local East Side bar in downtown. And that was our first meeting. I think there was like 6 of us.
At a bar?
Yeah, you know,
Awesome.
yes. And I'm not sure if you've heard that story. I think I have mentioned it in the past. That
I haven't heard it, man.
first 6-8 months of the chapter, our events were networking events on a local bar in New York City, in Manhattan. So basically, we put a flyer out there. I mean, we're meeting in this bar. I mean, of course, we don't have funds, right? So it's cash bar only. So the guys on the different hospitals, and like I said, we start invited people from the different nursing school. We just pick a bar in the city, and then we meet there. And then after a while, we said we cannot just keep doing and meeting and just having networking events at a local bar, right? So I mean, on our second half of that year, we started every month. We have an event in a different hospital, and like I said, that's the tradition that we have had. So on 6 years, every month. We have a short evening program before we start our chapter meeting. It had worked well for us. I mean, it have kept our members engaged. And like I said, and 2 of our major events also on a regular basis is we have a spring conference beginning of the year, and then another one in the fall. So those are major events. And we're very proud of, I think we're on our 3rd cohort now. Our biggest initiative locally in our chapter is our mentorship event. We usually start with like a speed dating event where you meet all the mentees and the mentors, and they choose their top 3 mentors that they want to work on. And then, of course, we match them. And then it's a whole year program.
Dude, that's great.
And
what a great idea.
Yeah, throughout the year, we meet with our mentee regularly, right? I mean, the success of any mentorship program depends obviously on having that solid relationship with the mentor-mentee. I mean, and like I said, we have a check-in regular check-in at least once a month, and then a quarterly meeting to meet with all the mentors and mentee and see what's working, what we could do better, and things like that. I mean, we know from the beginning that we need to keep engaging our members, because like I said, like any organization, right? It's you want to get in members but also retain them. I mean, we don't want, because on the beginning of our chapter, I think first 2 years of our when we established our chapter, our struggle was, I mean, we have a lot of members, mostly students that start part of the different university of the nursing program, but once they graduate, we lose them. So we want to,
that's a big thing.
Best strategy to keep them on part of the organization, because like I said, I myself, if that's one thing that I always encourage new graduates and new nurses brand new in their career is to always tell them, be part of a professional organization, because that's, I mean, the entry level to be able to meet mentors in the area.
And that's what I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you why should people join an organization? And what is your, because there are people out there watching this, and or they're going to be watching it, and they might try to invite people to join an organization, join our organization, and they might get the response, well, why? Why should I join an organization? All I'm doing is paying money, because usually that's what happens, right? Usually when you join an organization, and it's happened to me in the past, I've paid money and nothing ever really happens. Nothing ever really comes of it. So somebody's going to say, what is the benefit of joining an organization? What would you say to that person?
Well, like I said, first thing is being able to meet with all other professionals in the area, right? But primarily for me, I felt that being part of a professional organization opened doors for you, because you don't learn everything in school or even in your job if you're starting a new job, right? I feel there's a big world out there, and I mean, if there's something you want to do, somebody have done it already. And one of the best way to do it is to meet successful people around your area that could mentor you and support you. So early on in my career, I arrived here in New York, October of 1999. So I started here, I think, in a small nursing home locally, right? That's October, November, December, January. I think April of that next year, April of 2000, I attended a local event for New York City chapter of the American Association of Critical Care Nurses. And
Okay.
I always tell this story because I always remember this story because that was my first birthday in New York, April 6th of 2000. And what do? Is attend a nursing
You
conference.
go to a nursing
I don't know
conference.
what that tells about me. Instead of
All professional. All professional. That's awesome, man.
first birthday in New York City, and I attend. Actually, it was a 2-day conference. It's the challenges. They ran in the 2-day challenges. So that was the New York critical care nurses. So who do I meet there? I meet there who would be my mentor, Dr. Reynaldo Rivera, right? So like I said, I always remember. I love telling this story, but I saw also that's Dr. Rivera. I saw him on the registration table. So I approached him and told him, Mr. Rivera, I'm Ian Saludares. I already received my membership card that you sent me, but you misspelled my name. And he looked at me and he said, well, because your handwriting is poor. I guess that was his first feedback to me, and that started the mentor-mentee relationship.
That was it. Day one. That's funny, man.
I remember the day because, like I said, the rest is history. I mean, I won't be in my where I'm at my career right now if I did not find mentors that have supported me, that have encouraged me, and I got them through attending. Being members of different professional organizations, locally and nationally, right? And like I said, you could choose mentors in different areas of your life, and definitely. In nursing, Dr. Rivera I was fortunate enough to really met him and personally be mentored by him. So if there's one great benefit of being part of a professional organization is meeting great leaders and great other professionals in whatever area of nursing you are focusing, and be mentored by them and have that support and relationship with all these other professionals in your area.
That's great, man. You're absolutely right. And, you can really tell people who don't have mentors, right? And we work with them. We work with people who choose not to pursue having a mentorship relationship. And I don't want to some people just don't consider it because the idea has never been introduced, right? So I don't think it has to do all the time with people just like, nah, it's not for me. I think it's, a lot of the time people just don't realize how important it is, or maybe somebody just doesn't really, maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe they've never heard of mentorship, I don't know. But, I believe firmly that, we are a mirror reflection of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And if you're spending time with people who aren't motivating you and causing you to strive to move forward, you're just going to stay stagnant, right? So I want to tell you, if you're listening, you're watching right now, think about the top 5 people that you hang out with the most. How much like those people are you, right? If you like to play video games, most likely, most of the people you hang out with, they probably play video games, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's what it is, And so, I've been fortunate enough to, and it sounds like you, very much like you, to be exposed to some great folks who've really caused me to step outside my comfort zone a little bit and kind of move forward, in a way that I probably would not have without that, And dude, look at you. You got here, what did you say, the 1999?
1999. I've been a nurse for almost 25 years. Oh my God.
That's crazy, man. That's that's a long time. It doesn't seem like that long, though, does it?
That's true. I only the last 6-8 years I've been on a leadership role, but I've been a registered nurse for almost 25 years.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Well, I hear lots of good stuff about you. Obviously, I'm pretty sure most of these people have.
Thank you. I know I could do better. I could take it to the next level, and you put it out there, right?
Hey, man.
I'm running for the executive the board member for the national organization. If I want to make a difference, right?
You got to do it, man.
Do nothing. You have to put action in it. So
that's right, man. Action's a key word, dude. And we hear this stuff, right? You can read all the books you want to read. You can go to all the seminars you want to go to. But if you don't take action, man, who knows? Who knows? You got to take that action, man. That's the word. Even the word itself. Hey, listen, we have a question here. Oh no, Vixeny says, I love all the answers about why we join an organization. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks for tuning in. I honestly, another reason I think, and it might not be, it's kind of related to mentorship, but I just think that you get to meet some really, really make some high quality relationships in an organization with people that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. And not so much, maybe not just mentorship, right? But maybe, just you meet people that you connect with. I've met people through AAMN that I just connect with, man, and people I just resonate with. And they're just like on the same, level, energy level. I don't know what it is, man, but I jive with these people. And I never would have met these people otherwise. And, some of these people are CEOs of health systems. You know what I mean? And it's just, I just feel like, man, we have great conversations and we talk, and otherwise I never, there's no ulterior motive, right? It's just connecting. And, but I tell you what, if they need something from me and I could do it, I'd help them and vice versa, And so that's another great reason I think joining an organization is great.
I mean, that's not the main purpose, right? Having an ulterior motive, having a connection with somebody, right, and then have something come out of it. But it does happen, right? Because because of those relationships that you have established, and like I said, I don't know how many opportunities came my way because of the organizations I've been part of, right? Because they think, likewise, they know you established that solid relationship, and there's, let's say, an opportunity that came up on their organization, and you're one person that they think about. Who do you think they will call first? You, because of course, yeah. But that's not the main purpose of it, right?
Exactly.
Just to secure a job or to move up in your career. But it does happen because of those relationships that you build with all these other professionals or all these leaders in the area. So
yeah, that's exactly right, man. Exactly right. Well, that's awesome, man. Great answer. Great answer. So what else? So you helped create a new chapter here recently.
Yes, we're very excited.
Well, tell us a little bit about that, man. How did that happen?
Well, because like I said, let me, I guess, go back. I mean, I'm in New York City Men in Nursing. That's the main chapter that I recently became the president starting this year, right? So, but way back then, I mean, any event that we have, I try my best to be very active in social media, but I'm not an expert like you and all of those other guys I see in social media. But I try any event that we have, I talk about it, I post some pictures about it to create some interest, right? And guess who is always watching, seeing my posts and always liking my posts is my CNO. And then
really? That's so cool, man. How about that? They're paying attention. They're paying attention,
right? Because I mean, I see every time I post, she's one of the first who will like it or who will make a comment. And what was funny was most of the time her comment is, when are you bringing your chapter to our area or to our hospital? And I will just mostly reply a smiley on her. But when I know that she was serious, because I mean, that's on social media. But when I see her on leadership meeting or in the hospital, she will say that she will ask me the same thing. When are you bringing your group here in our hospital? And I didn't want to tell her nobody wants to travel the 45-minute train ride from Manhattan.
Exactly, man. How are you going to you can't get everybody, you know what I mean? And it's not going to have the same impact, right? I
finally passed up with it and told her, I think one of the main reasons is, didn't want to travel. Well, guess what? She said, so if they're not coming, you need to start one here. I said,
wow, man. That's awesome.
Well, like I said, if your CNO tells you need to do something, what do you think you can do? You're going to do it.
You're going to do it, right?
What I started doing is basically, like I said, checking out the lay of the land. I'll see if some people will have interest on it, right? Uh-huh. So the first people that I reach out to are some of the male colleagues that I have in frontline leadership, some of the managers and assistant nurse managers. So I spoke to them, basically talk to them if they have interest. I said, yeah, that will be interesting having our own. And then as I make rounds throughout the hospital and I see any male nurse or a team member, I talked about it. I said, we were thinking of doing a chapter here in our area. What do you think about it? And I have mostly positive response.
Okay.
So guess what? Yeah. So finally, I think our biggest push was just perfect timing. Was during the nursing week this year, right? So what I said, what best way to really create the buzz and put it out there that the men in nursing is coming to this hospital? Well, this is another story. Initially, when we were playing around with the name, what would be the name of the chapter? We were thinking of just the one county. So we were initially thinking of calling it Men in Nursing of the Westchester County, right? So when I put that idea to my CNO, guess what she said? You're thinking too small. One county, I'm not gonna buy that. So we have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay. She
Hey,
says
man, it sounds like she's got big plans. Big plans.
Exactly. And like I said, and when you have support from senior leadership, right, you're gonna run with it, right? So we ended up calling Lower Hudson Valley. So Lower Hudson Valley of Men in Nursing. So basically, it covers at least 3-4 chapters. So obviously, we started with our local hospital, but I already started reaching out with all the other hospitals in the area and also the different nursing schools. But going back to how we put the word out, so perfect timing, Nursing Week in this May. What they usually have, like a fundraising event where different units create a basket and they raffle it off. So the entire Nursing Week, there are different team baskets that are displayed in the lobby, and you buy tickets to bid for them, right? If you want to be raffled off on that basket. So guess what? We created our own Men in Nursing basket, and we spend a lot of time to put it out there, right? We put some stuff that some of them will, like I said, the way we play it, if you have a man in your life, you would want to give them this basket, right?
Oh, okay. Right on. That sounds cool.
Instead of putting a ribbon, we put a black tie on the back.
That's a great idea. Wow.
It really stood out during the Nursing Week, and we created a lot of buzz. And we just recently have our first meeting, our formal meeting. And obviously, my CNO was there. Some of the directors were there. Even some of the supervisors came. And the great thing about our first meeting, I was afraid, okay, it's our first meeting. We asked people to come. We were surprised even people on their day off came that day.
That's awesome, man. That's really big. That's really big.
Exactly, for our first formal meeting, and we already plan to collaborate. So I'm already promoting here, Mike. You know that, right? So our next event.
I know you are.
And like I said, we keep our members engaged, right? So our next event in New York City is a bowling event in Times Square. So we're doing a 2-hour bowling event. So obviously we extended that invitation to Lower Hudson Valley. So I'm trying to like a competition, like a team for New York City and team for Lower Hudson Valley. And
that's great. That's great.
Going. So,
man, what a great idea, man! You guys are rocking it up there. That's great. I hope everybody's paying attention. These are great ideas, and if you guys do have like maybe you're a part of a chapter that's a part of a health system, and there is a local scholastic or collegiate chapter. Why not get together and do some kind of competitions, man? There's all kinds of stuff that you could do. I've seen stuff like, they have these Spartan races or these mud runs, and they have teams, right? They get a whole chapter together. Anybody that wants to perform, and go, they do that. There's just so many great things that you can do with a chapter and really, create, a great culture, and I don't know, man. I love it. I love this.
Like I said, the key thing there is keeping them engaged. And like I said, asking them, constantly asking them, how could we do it better? Well, like I said, we do at least every month do an evening program, like I told you. But we ask them, what topics do you want to discuss? One of our I think one of their successful things, because maybe 2-3 years ago, majority of our members were mostly students, and they wanted like some tips on how to do interviews, right? So what we did is we did like a panel. We had like basically brought in some key leaders that, as if we did mock interviews. Instead of having a session, an educational session, we did like in a way a simulation of how you would go for interviews. And I myself, being part of the chapter, some people have approached me, and I told them, if you send me a schedule, I mean, and I could check my calendar. You could come in as a mock interview and meet me in my office. And I have done that to at least 3 or 4 of our members here in New York City. They came as if they were really going for an interview, but I made it. There's no job available. Okay, let's go through the motion. But I told them, come as if you were going for an interview. So they came dressed. And like I said, we went through the process as if they were interviewing for a position. And
then mock interview. That's great.
Then I gave them feedback at the end of the day, at the end of the session. So, and I hope it helped, because I think 2 out of the 3 already got jobs. So I think that's good.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm sure it did help. Well, listen, man, we're about to wrap up here in a few minutes. I wanted to just make sure that everybody knows that Mr. Ian Saludares is going to be he's up for election for the board, one of the board positions.
Are you allowed to campaign already?
So you guys keep him in your mind, and whenever you get that email where you can cast your vote, cast your ballot, make sure Ian Saludares is in there. Okay. I guess that's it. Is there anything that you'd like to say? Anything that you'd like to add?
Well, like I said, feel free to reach out. I know you mentioned that I'm on the Northeast region, and we have at least 2 more chapters that we're helping to build. I mean, the key thing is having engage frontline members who want to really interested in starting a chapter. But I'm in Facebook, I'm in Twitter. Feel free to reach out anytime, and anything that I could do to help. Feel free to reach out. And I'm hoping I see most of you on our conference this October. I missed last year, but I'm definitely not missing this year. So I've already got approval from my director and my CA now that I could take some time off around that time to attend the conference. So I'm really hoping to see all of you guys in our conference coming October.
Likewise. Actually, you know what? I'm actually speaking at the conference. I'm talking about some. Awesome. I'm going to be doing bedside nurse hacks. So, some tips and tricks I think that might help a little bit. Cut down on some time, it'll be good. It'll be fun.
I hear you. And the way I hear you guys talk about it, I could already tell this is not your typical conference. You come in, you sit and listen to people talking on stage. It's not that kind of conference. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys should definitely be there. So like what Mike said, book your hotels right now, right? And
right now, yeah, just get on it. Booking.com is a great way to do it. If you say money is an issue. For a lot of you out there, money's probably not an issue, right? But if it is, booking.com is not a bad idea. Just go there, find a hotel, book it for those days, and then you just pay when you get there. Otherwise, just go through us and you'll get a discount. But I sure would like to see a lot of you guys there, man. I know, like I said, I've met so many people, and there's so many people I just know through social media. I'd love to see you guys face to face, shake some hands, and just kind of hang out, because it's not just the conference, right? We're at the conference all day, but after the conference, we might go out to eat, we might go have a couple drinks, who knows what we're going to do, but we're going to have a great time, right? So just love to meet all you guys, and I certainly look forward to hanging out with you, Ian. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Well, listen, thanks everybody for hanging out. Let me make sure that we don't have any questions. Do you guys have any questions out there that you'd like to ask Ian? I see we got some people on here. Let's see. Oh, Blake. See, this is what it is. Blake played hooky, but he's commenting. But he did say he was feeling sick. So I mean, even when I'm sick, I can be on Facebook, right? All right. Anyway, Vixeny says, nice to meet you, Ian Saludares. Congratulations.
Same here. Thank you.
All right. So that's it, man. Well, I'm sure more questions will come. So obviously you're tagged in the post, so you'll get them too. So if any questions come up, just kind of peek in. And if I see them before you do, I'll give you a tag. So
that's good.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. And it's always a pleasure. And Ian, thanks so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know it's late up there. It's 9:30 already.
Thank you.
All right. You take care, okay? Thanks so much.
You guys. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.